Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 1st, 2022 New Moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed they won't be linked. They will be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. Be aware that there will be a loud sound as we do so. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So while we were doing the singing bowl, while the singing bowl was singing, I was looking into the scrying bowl and I kept on seeing a microphone brought forward. So this is telling us, be mindful of your words. They might be broadcast further than you think they will be. So just be aware of that during this time. So let's see, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. So we have the Seven of Cups. Justice, which is also Libra energy. The King of Wands, which is us. We're represented by the wands in the minor arcana by the Temperance card in the major arcana, the Death card, which is Scorpio energy, and the Knight of Wands. So not only are we the king, but we're also the knight, the defender. And that's going to be very important during this time. We have strong Aries energy because the new moon is in Aries. So there's an energy here that we're going to be picking up on, which is that we're claiming and really asserting our prosperity, our desire, what it is that we want. But there's also a sense that as we're protecting what we're moving forward towards, we're very much stuck in the past. There's something that we keep looking back on. And there's an energy of don't make the same mistake. But that's interesting, because we're so caught up, Spirit is saying you'll wind up making the same mistake and not even realizing it. So be very, very mindful here, Sagittarius, what we're focusing on and why we're focusing on it. There's almost a sense of, I don't believe I can be king. I don't believe that I can level up the way that I want to, or embrace the prosperity and success and bounty that I want within my life. And what Spirit is saying here is that, yes, of course you can. Yes, of course you can. But we have to stop letting the past hold us back. We have, two court cards, two major arcana cards, only one card that is just part of the regular tarot. That's the Seven of Cups. We're looking at the choices that we need to make. We're looking at the dreams that we have, the way that we're expressing ourselves, what we're seeing, what we're diving deeper into. There's a sense of a lot of dreams coming forward, a lot of ideas coming forward, but there's also an energy here of how do I move to the place that I want to be in? What is it that I desire? We're going to find that a lot of things come our way, a lot of options, a lot of opportunities. We might not even be aware of them. But as they come forward, we start to become more present in the choices that we're making, in the way that we're moving forward, but also in what we're dreaming of, in where we want to be. It leads us to a balancing of energy, but also a being discerning about the energy that we're letting in. But what we're going to find is that there's an energy here of, I have to just keep on doing more and more and more. And what Spirit is saying is, no, you have to be just, prosperous, and true to yourself in what we are doing right now. The Death card is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. There is a sense of I'm clearing away. I just see the sickle, right? Coming down, clearing away the grass, clearing away a path. We're kind of forging a new way forward for ourselves. It might not be that we're reinventing the wheel, but we are taking a huge risk on us. And we're really starting to believe in the way that we want to move forward, in the place that we need to be, in what's important for us, and looking at the bigger picture of this. Now, let's look at the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, this right here. So we have two, the Six of Wands and the Prince of Swords. This is very much a reactionary energy of it's better to act than not to act at all. And what Spirit is really showing us here, and I'm just going to move the camera back just a bit. There we go. What Spirit is really showing us here is that sometimes it is better to plan, to decide, to understand, than to act in haste and then regret our actions. There's going to be a person around us. They're very smooth talking. They have a way with words. They are all about, deeds, not talk. But yet, they are all about the talk and not the deeds. So we have to be very mindful of this. There's also somebody who's being falsely celebrated, that keeps coming forward. So being aware of that is going to be very important for us. It then leads us to our subconscious, not our subconscious, it leads us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is psychic development. Now, this is something that we can be very excited about, feel very comfortable with, or this can be something that we might be overwhelmed by because our intuition, our third eye, this is the third eye chakra, is really opening up. We're starting to see things more openly, more honestly. We're starting to connect more with what we desire and where we need to be. And that's so interesting. Spirit is showing me a pattern of lace. And for somebody that is a distinct message. I don't know what exactly it's about, but it's a lace pattern. It keeps on coming up. So it just needed to be acknowledged. And now that it's acknowledged, we can move forward. There is an energy here with the third eye chakra of getting messages, gaining an understanding, but are we ready for it? This is a time where we need to trust our gut instinct. If we're not going to say, if we feel uncomfortable saying it's psychic development, then it's trusting our gut. It's listening to our intuition. That's really going to help us. And then we have our Goddess Oracle cards, Angels and Spirit Guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, Angels and Spirit Guides. And we have right here the Gardener. And this says, weed out negativity and toxic thoughts to clear the way for the new growth that is sure to come if you add habits that heal to your life. And I like that. It's like, listen, clear out the negativity, clear out the toxicity, and make room for the positivity, for the beauty to come into our lives. And it's starting by really embracing good habits, really starting to take care of ourselves. We've been putting ourselves, Sagittarius, on the back burner. Why? Because we have so much going on. There's so much that we're balancing. There's so much that we're transforming for. We really want, and there's a huge amount of energy being put into our careers, to how we are perceived as successful. And there's a sense here of doubting if we can get there. And what we need to do is create little habits that start to enter our energy vibration and echo out throughout our whole entire lives. Because people will know if we feel stressed and overwhelmed and chaotic. This is a time where we have the new moon in Aries. And the new moon in Aries, let's get into the astrology of it. It says it's time to take action. And it is. Aries is very comfortable with taking the reins, with saying this is what needs to be done. Aries can be astoundingly bossy. My nephew, who's 2, he is an Aries. He is so bossy. Actually, his birthday is on the 1st, so that's really cool. He's so bossy. And that's going to be an energy that's around us during this time, especially since, Mercury and Chiron are both right next to Aries. There's an energy of our speech is more aggressive. Our listening is more aggressive. We're going to hear something much more negatively than it was meant to be heard because the person is speaking with a lot more aggression than they mean to. We're also going to fight healing from past wounds. We can think, oh, I'm done with this. I don't even need to look at this anymore. Or we can just feel uncomfortable. And so we're not going to do it. Mars is also near Saturn, and on the 5th of April, they're going to be in conjunction with each other. And you can say, okay, Dane, we're talking about the 1st. Why are we jumping to the 5th? Because the energy around here is very important. Saturn is all about rules and regulations and structure. Mars is the warrior spirit, the aggressive, reactive, impulsive energy. They don't always go hand in hand. And this is going to be a time where we're very worked up about something. And for some of us, we just stop. We're very worked up, we're very passionate, we're very determined, and then all of a sudden we lose interest. Why? Because we're putting too many rules. We're putting too much structure around us. There are going to be a very few group of people who are going to be able to take this time and make it into a highly productive time, to make it into a highly creative time for themselves. We want to be that person. But for many of us, myself included, there's going to be a heightening of energy, of passion, and then just a stop, a fizzling out, a not being interested. So be aware of this. There is also going to be a discord between our conscious and subconscious self. Subconscious, not self-conscious, subconscious self. It's actually going to make us very self-conscious. So that's why Spirit gave us that word. So it is going to make us very self-conscious, and we need to be aware of that. During this time, we're going to feel like, okay, but this is what I want to do logically, but this is what balances me. And then the passion of Mars is going to come in, the conqueror, the warrior, and say, but I just have to keep on pushing through. But I just have to keep on, looking at the goal that I have and not looking at anything else. We're also going to be in discord with Uranus. And Uranus is all about our impassioned emotions and also our nervousness. Mars, again, aggressive, reactive, and impulsive. This makes us very reactionary. We're impassioned. We're nervous. We're fearing. We're also more on the edge towards anger than we would like to be, more on the edge towards just reaction than we want to be. And that's what we have to be mindful of getting pulled into, especially during this time. Let us look at a deeper look. Let us look deeper into the tarot. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So all of those just came flying out, quite a few. So let's look here. We have the Page of Earth. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Queen. We have the Page of Pentacles, right? The Wheel of Fortune. The Queen of Cups. The Eight of Cups. The Sun. The Messenger of Cups. The Star. The Queen of Fire, which is us. And the Six of Air. A lot is coming through as we dive deeper. Everything is kind of clear and upfront as we're starting. When we dive deeper into the energy of this new moon, and remember, the energy of the new moon lasts until the full moon, right? It echoes around us until the full moon on the 16th of April. So there is an energy here that we're starting off with of walking away. There's an ending. An ending is coming forward quite powerfully. And as this ending comes forward, there are greater insights that we get. There's greater understanding, but there's a shift. There's a shift in the energy around us. Now, this energy of the end can be quite intense. It can be as intense as a divorce or as a separation of something. It's like, I just am seeing Velcro, like really good Velcro, be pulled apart, and it messes things up, right? Nothing is going to be quite the same because of that transformation. That's what we're going to see here. Because of that separation, things aren't going to be quite the same. It's not going to be bad at all, but we just need to acknowledge that emotion right now. There's a lot of change coming in. We feel like we've spun the wheel of chance, right? And we just have to see what comes forward. There's a sense of unknown, which is going to make us anxious, but we are also the student of our prosperity, of our success. We're looking at things in a way that's saying, well, how do I take that risk? Like, how do I move this forward? How can I have faith within myself? The Page of Pentacles is also an energy around us that's saying, look at this, look at this, look at this. There's somebody trying to get our attention. I just see somebody like, yoo-hoo, pay attention to me, tapping us on our right shoulder. So being aware of that, there's a sense of look over here, look over here. And it's going to be a diving deeper into knowledge, into understanding. This is a young energy. I don't know. For someone, this is like a child you're not expecting, but who's going to come into your life. It's like, woohoo, hi, you've wanted me, but you didn't expect me to come. So there's this energy coming in of that. So just being aware, and that seems very specific for a very specific person. It moves us then to the energy of knowledge. There is a sense that something very small is going to start moving forward, something very big. And we're not going to really understand it. It's going to come from the heart. There's a person who's going to step into our lives, and it's not for a long period of time at all, but this is a person who looks at the small things, who looks at like the blades of grass. They look at like everything. I don't know why blades of grass are coming up so distinctly here. All right, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, it was shared. Okay, so here there's a sense of of it needing to be shared. Like Spirit was just saying, was it shared? I'm like, yes, it was shared. Let's move forward. But they want us to come back to it. It's like the blades of grass. There's something about the separation of things, or the beauty of things, or the way that the grass comes together. I don't know why that's so important. But there's a sense here of being able to move forward and of being able to see growth and understanding as this knowledge comes to us. And again, it's going to start off really, really small. There's a brightness that's coming in. There's a radiance to us. We have to let ourselves shine. We have to. If we don't let this light shine, we're going to feel like we were hidden away. And that's going to be something, Sagittarius, that makes us so upset. It's like, why did I hide this away? Why did I have to hide this away? Let me shine. Let me shine. Let me move forward in this brilliance, in this understanding. The Queen of Water is coming in. Knights protect queens. So we do have that beautiful combination of the energy right here. But there is a sense of, I'm nurturing what I love. I'm loving what I nurture. There's somebody around us, or somebody we're coming in contact with. You're going to think when you meet them, Earth Mother, or you're going to think, wow, this person was just meant to be a mom type of thing. And even if they're not, like, they're just so caring, they're so nurturing, they're so loving to everyone. There is such an energy around of, I am the healer, I am the healer, I am the healer. It could be that we're going for Reiki healing, or we're going for healing with a person who's much more spiritual and who works on healing us forward, moving us forward. It brings us then to our greatest wishes, our greatest desire. Now, Mars is in Aquarius, so Aquarius energy is very strong here. And as we're looking at what we wish for, we're looking at who we are and where we want to be and what we deeply desire. Spirit is seeing our heart's wish. Not the one that we cross our fingers for, not the thing that we can purchase, but this is our heart wish. And so as we're looking at it, we're seeing ourselves, we're calling ourselves forward, and we're looking at where it is that we need to be for us. And it brings us to the Six of Air. We're gathering a lot of information and we're moving ourselves forward. I'm just seeing Peter Pan's ship in the sky, in the end scene of Disney's Peter Pan. And so there's an energy here of, I need to move forward towards my dreams, towards what I desire, but I also need to be grounded in the real world. And it brings us to ourselves. There's something that's illuminating our hearts during this time. There's some sort of passion that needs to be acknowledged, that needs to be captured. There's also a sense of lighting scented candles or lighting candles around us. It's going to make us feel more cozy and really help us work towards what we want. Yeah, it's like a little ritual. It moves us then to our Luna message. So let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have the full moon in Scorpio. We have the waxing crescent moon, the full moon in Gemini, and the full moon in Taurus. So here, it says your dreams need a practical plan. And that's part of the energy that's around us, especially when Saturn comes into play. Things need to be practical. They need to be practical. And we can get caught up in that because Sagittarius, we're fire sign energy. We're close to the earth. We warm the earth. We like things to be practical. Don't get so caught up with it needs a practical plan that we take the creative aspect out of it, because that'll be very easy for us to do. Because we need to remember, have faith in your dreams. Have faith in the dreams, in what we're seeing, in what we want during this time. And it leads us to this time. It's time to release negativity, because as we're releasing negativity, we're finding that the answers that we need are coming. As we're releasing negativity, as we're moving ourselves forward, as we're looking at new things, it's like, okay, this is where I need to be. This is what I need for me for this time as I open up the door. And we're going to be surprised by it. It's like, oh, that's not what I realized, or that's not what I thought. But because we're releasing the negativity, because there's this change and this end coming in, we're having faith in the bigger concept of where we want to be, of what we desire, of who we are. It moves us then to angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. It's just beauty. Spirit's like, end with that. It's just beauty. End it. It's like drop mic and walk away type of thing. It ends on beauty. It ends that this becomes a beautiful time for us, and a beautiful time of growth and expression and insight and ideas. It brings us then to Ooh, I don't know why I'm moving those over there. It brings us to our subconscious Luna message, which is will. And the energy is gaining momentum. Will we be able to sustain as the energy gains momentum, as we gain momentum, as we're seeing things in a different light and embracing things in a different way? It moves us then to the subconscious energy to be mindful of, the Four of Swords. We need to be mindful of not resting, but of holding on to hurts and pains and disappointments that had defined us once upon a time. There's also an energy here of somebody being very depressed, of somebody not being able to get out of bed. We need to be mindful of that because that person has a wound and we can help them, but we can't heal it completely. So be aware. We can't heal it. They have to acknowledge it. We then have our subconscious chakra energy, which is the earth, which is the root chakra and balance. We need the balance of energy, the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine, what we are discovering, what we desire, of ways to move us forward. We need that balanced energy to come in. It brings us then to our subconscious Goddess Oracle card, and this is the Guardian. It says, take time to become aware of and prepared for all contingencies by making your home base secure so that you feel safe and protected. And that's going to be important, to feel safe, protected, grounded, that we can move forward the way that we want to. And it's not just a home base, but it's ourselves. It's being able to be that touchstone for ourselves. It brings us to the subconscious tarot message, which is the doors are opening. There's a new idea, a new identity, a new way of being that's coming forward. There's a sense of I'm stepping into a transformative time within my life, and I've transformed the situation. It brings us then to the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups, for me, has a dual meaning. There's a sense of, yes, there's a sense of celebration, but for me, there's always a person who should have been celebrating us, but couldn't really embrace that joy. And so it makes us have a hard time in seeing people's authenticity when they are celebrating us now. And there's a need to acknowledge the pain that we have been through and to move forward to what we love, to what we desire, and to who we are. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and intensity of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius, and may you have a blessed moon.